10 verses 24 and 25. Matthew 10, Matthew chapter 10 verses 24 and 25.
A taught one is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the taught one to become like his teacher, and a servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more those of his household?
So the master being talked about here, the one who is called Beelzebul, is of course Yahshua, the Messiah. And it's enough for the taught one, for the disciple, to become like his teacher, like Yahshua. Let's go to a similar verse in Luke 6, verse 40. Luke 6:40.
Basa ka, brother. Pwede ito. Ayaw, gusto mo? Para makabasa ka, brother. Doon kami, brother. Ano po ba doon? Ano doon? What to read there?
6:40.
6:40.
Taught one is not above his teacher, but everyone perfect shall be like his teacher.
So again, the master or teacher. Hebrew Roots Bible, it says master, teacher, meaning the same thing. So a taught one, a disciple, is not above his teacher. Taught one of Yahshua is not above Yahshua. So this is true about when it's talking about Yahshua. However, it's not necessarily true when it's talking about our human teachers. Let's read in Acts 22 verse 3, because a disciple can become greater than his teacher, than a human teacher. Acts 22:3. I will read for a change. I am a man who am a Jew, and I was born in Tarsus of Cilicia, but was brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and instructed perfectly in the Torah of our fathers, and I was zealous for Elohim, as you are also. So the Apostle Paul, as a Pharisee, got his training as Pharisee from a renowned teacher in the first century by the name of Gamaliel. So Gamaliel was Paul's teacher, but I assure you, in Yahweh's eyes, the Apostle Paul became much greater than his teacher. There is not a trace in Scripture that Gamaliel ever repented to the true faith, that he ever accepted Yahshua as the Messiah. And anyway, we don't find any epistles written by Gamaliel in the New Testament, do we? So Paul became greater than his human teacher. If it says that a disciple, a student, cannot become greater as his teacher, this is referring to Yahshua, the teacher. We can become greater than our human teachers, whether in school or even whether here in the congregation, in the assembly. Who can be a disciple of Yahshua? Can everyone be a disciple of Yahshua? Let's go to Luke 14 verses 26 and 27. Luke 14 verses 26 and 27.
And if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sister and his own life too, he is unable to be my thought one. And whoever does not bear his stake and come after me is unable to be my thought one.
And let's also read verse 33. Verse 33, same chapter.
So then, every one of you who does not give up all that he has is unable to be my thought one.
In verse 26, it uses here the word hate. Hate your father and even your own life. This is, let's say, comparatively speaking, by comparison. We should love our father, our mother, our children, and so on, our wife, our family. We should love them less than Yahshua, less than Yahweh. We are supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves. Never do we read, hate your neighbor as yourself. No, so this is not talking about real hate, but loving less. We should love other humans less than Yahweh or Yahshua. But if you don't, I mean, if you do not love your family less than Yahweh, then you cannot be Yahshua's disciple, Yahshua's taught one. And as we read in verse 33, he who does not forsake all his possessions is unable to be my disciple. So the requirements are pretty tough. Verse 33 means you must be willing to give it all up.